Welcome to the Phoebe C's project on the book Trapped by Michael Northrop. A for anxious. Anxious is one of the strongest emotions throughout the book Trapped because when the storm becomes more powerful, the students become more anxious about the amount of food, heat, and hope that they have left. Being anxious also affects the way that they make decisions the way that they will be stressed, and force decisions that might not be the best, which could cause death. This creates suspense throughout the book by showing the strength of the storm. B for brave. Brave is also an emotion that is strongly shown through the book. Many students show bravery during the crisis by attempting to find help. Scotty shows bravery when times get desperate and losing hope, because he leaves out into the storm, knowing he could die. This makes the book a lot more intense because it shows the viewer how brave Scotty is for risking his own life for the other.
C
for cooperation.
Cooperation is used throughout the book and is one of the ways that the group is able to escape. Without teamwork and cooperation, the group would most likely dead. The group at the start of the book is unorganized and unprepared for what is happening. Throughout the book, the group is forced to cooperate in order to survive. This shows that the group is much stronger when the whole group cooperates.
D for desperation.
During the book, the group becomes more desperate as the supplies become lower. Some of the students become hopeless, cold, and sad. This effect of desperation creates tension and makes the book feel more real and more extreme. This is one of the biggest themes in the book as it makes the book more real.
E for endurance.
Endurance is a key factor in the kids' ability to survive the length of the storm in the cold, low heat source and low food source in the school during the storm. The students fight harder every day as the resources get slim, showing endurance throughout the crisis. Their endurance shows the strength of the students and how they will continue to fight during hard situations.
F for faith.
Through the entirety of the book, the students and Mr. Greeter have to show faith in order to not lose hope and die. After countless days in the cold school, some students start to lose faith in a rescue mission. Scotty steps up and leaves the school, knowing that if he doesn't do something, they will die. This shows that in order to survive, they will have to not lose hope and keep pushing through.
G for group.
A smaller group during the storm builds different relationships between the group of students. Some students step up and become leaders, while some back down and create conflict and hold the group back. These different relationships are what make the book more real and have a better plot. This also shows how different people will act during an emergency.
H for humanity.
Humanity is shown during the event through compassion and care from some of the students. They face fear, hunger, freezing temperatures, yet some of the students still support each other in order to not lose hope. This is important because it not only shows the students in the book, but the reader as well, that the panic can be overcome with the kindness of humanity.
I for isolation.
The students and Mr. Greeter get trapped inside the school from a record-breaking blizzard. They lose all communication to the outside world and what is happening outside the school. This isolation creates an emotional response for the kids, in fear, loneliness, and thoughts of whether or not they will make it out of the blizzard alive. This isolation forces the kids to work and keep each other calm during the time of isolation.
J for Jason.
Jason is a large part of the group's conflicting events and also part of being a leader. Jason is one of the students in the group who steps up to take leadership, although he is more aggressive and controlling in intense situations. His character is very important to build the book because his personality and traits create the book's conflicts during planning and allows the book to have some conflicts during the big decisions.
K for kindness.
Even in the dangerous situation of the storm, kindness is shown by the students, which helps them through the tough times. They share the resources, comfort each other, and try to boost the weaker members of the group. These moments show that even through tough times, a touch of kindness can help the hopeless thoughts of the students. The author uses kindness in the novel to suggest that it is necessary in order to survive some terrible situations.
L for leaders.
In order to survive a crisis like this, the author shows that leaders are a must for all the students in order to survive. Without the leadership of Scotty, the group wouldn't have survived because they heavily relied on him to make big decisions, organize the rations, and keep everyone calm. Leadership is the glue that holds the group together and ultimately the thing that allows them to survive for that long.
O for obstacle.
The kids face numerous obstacles throughout their time trapped in the school. They include darkness, freezing temperatures with little heat source, limited food supplies, and blocked exits prohibiting them from an exit. These are used by the author in order to bring out the teamwork in the kids and the plot of the story.
M for Michael.
The author of the book Trapped is Michael Northrop. Michael is a New York best-selling author from Connecticut, USA. The genre of the book is survival and adventure fiction. Michael is important because he made this intense novel realistic because of the way of his writing. He makes all the events realistic and believable, which makes the reader feel as though they are one of the characters from the book.
N for nature.
Nature is the main antagonist that is fighting against the students in the book. The massive blizzard forces the kids to be trapped in the school under life-threatening conditions. The blizzard shows how uncontrollable and unpredictable nature can be, as none of the students thought they would be trapped for so long. The students realize they are useless to fight the storm and have to make a plan to adapt to these horrid conditions.
P for patience.
In a situation where you are trapped in a cold, no-exit environment, it is very important to be patient and to not lose hope in order to survive. The kids and Mr. Greeter had to be patient throughout the book because they gave up and lost hope. They wouldn't have made it out alive. Patience is a very important piece of the puzzle that makes this book interesting.
Right. For responsibility.
Responsibility is also a key factor to the kids' escape plan. When there is no plan to an event like this, you have to have someone who can carry responsibilities like making plans, organizing the resources, and keeping everyone calm. Scotty stepped up into this role and played this character. If it weren't for the responsible actions Scotty had during the book, the rest of the students wouldn't have made it, so that is why it's so important.
S. For Scotty.
Scotty is the protagonist in the book. At first, he's just a regular teenage boy attending high school. When the storm hits him and the others face adversity, and Scotty is then forced into a leadership role and mature role. Scotty is also the leader of the group who makes all the decisions and is eventually the one who saves them all by risking his own life in the storm.
T for trust.
Trust is important when the students are trapped in a school with limited resources. Without the students trusting each other, cooperation is impossible, and trusting someone you barely know can create suspicion. The author shows throughout the book that trust is hard to maintain in difficult and dangerous environments.
U for uncertainty.
Some of the students start to feel uncertain about whether or not they will make it out of the school alive. They don't know how long they will be trapped for before someone rescues them, and become uncertain about if they will before the resources run out. The viewers also become uncertain, which builds suspense and makes the book way better.
V for votes.
Votes are something that is used in the book when the kids are uncertain about a bigger decision that needs to be made. Oftentimes throughout the book, someone like Jason or Leslie would disagree with the decision. The author uses this to build conflict in the book, using disagreement, which makes the book more intense.
W for winter storms.
This storm is ultimately the antagonist of the book and the whole reason why the book happens. It forces the kids into a school with limited resources. They are forced to work together and care for each other in order to survive, which they eventually do when Scotty finds help, risking his own life for the others.
Y for youth.
All the characters involved in the crises are youth, except one, which makes the event scarier because of the fact that they don't have much or any experience in survival. This forces them to mature and work together in order to survive. Making the survivor's youth was used by the author to make the story more powerful and emotional.
Entetismai ABCS. Project by Kartei Besenson